You're looking in the screen. Can't you see the video? Is that one?
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Oh, it's not my, it's Erin Atiel's channel, but today
because it is growing fast.
Guys, don't mind this hair.
Continue.
Let me continue. So guys, welcome back to this YouTube channel. If it's your first time seeing this gorgeous faces plus this one behind you, subscribe, hit the like button, and don't forget to press the post notification bell so that every time we post a video, I don't want to talk a lot. Guys, we are here, we are all in Kotido.
Yep.
And it has been a century.
You guys, we came to Kotido to deliver food. You could wonder how did they reach
but
there?
This should be added onto 1,000 ways to die.
Also on our CVs.
Oh, yes.
We make a CV. I'm a content creator. I've been creating content for years, and I've also traveled.
Northeast part of Uganda.
I've also traveled to Kotido.
I've been wondering why people don't come to bring food besides. So I told Erina we should go to Moroto. She said no. People in Kotido are facing the hunger crisis more, but no one is willing to go there.
The high death rates came from Kotido. And most cases when people are donating food, they stop in the nearby parts of Karamoja. Yes.
But here, so she told me that, and then we are like, okay, let's do what people have not done.
Yeah. Let's take a challenge. We do it. We go the hard way and deliver food to those who really need the help. Not those who are close, maybe on accessible roads, because all people donating go to those accessible areas. This is not accessible at all.
So we decided to do it for the most needy people who needed the food. So that we feel satisfied that, okay, we took the challenge and really did it to the fullest. Anyway, guys, so my journey took me 2 days, but I had like breaks. I came from Pakwach to Kampala. Those were 6 hours. And then I rested in Kampala and left the following day at 5. But this champion has been at the factory. First tell us, how was the milling ground like that? Because you had to go to purchase the grains, everything.
So when Esther told me, Erina, about, I had the mind, but I knew she was traveling, so I didn't want to tell it to her. But then on the other hand, I was like, I don't want to do these things of charity again. People are so entitled and all that. But then I had that thing in my mind, but these guys need help. I didn't want to tell Esther. She was on her trip, Kenya and what. I'm like, oh, her girl child is all over the place.
Traveling.
But then there were good works things. She calls me and she's like, Erina, have you seen what's happening in Karamoja? I think we need to do something. I met her. We arranged everything. We went live. You guys helped us, contributed. So I went on ground because Esther had a lot of commitments. I went on ground to make the purchases, the milling, the packaging, to be sure I'm there. Because most cases when you tell people to do that for you, they will do for you substandard work when you're not around. So I was there like for 2 weeks, purchasing maize from farmers and then everything. I was there.
Because if you had purchased the maize from the city,
it would be very expensive.
So I had to go down in the ground from the farmers to get it at a cheaper cost. Otherwise, we wouldn't manage this.
So the accommodation was too expensive for me to use lodges. So I got an apartment of 20K.
Guys, if you saw her a video, she had the room, oh my god, you girl.
Did I make a video?
No, there's this car clip, when you were, I don't know if I saw it on your TikTok or something, but it's this car house, car room.
20,000.
Like an empty room, yeah.
That is how many dollars?
Bricks. 20 what?
Like my house is how many
dollars?
$4 a month actually. So the 2 weeks I was there, accommodation was only $4. So I calculated how much I would spend in the 2 weeks, and then how much it would cost me to buy a mattress and then pay the 20K. We did everything. Then it was time to set off and deliver the food. You guys,
that's where it started.
That's where the movie starts now. Oh, don't go off Netflix. We are on.
Yes.
World War 5. Esther set off from Kampala because she took a rest from Pakwach to Kampala. I was already on the way like 3 hours ahead of her.
So we had 2 tons and it could we had to get cars because no public cars that come here.
Yeah.
And Kotido. basically you have to hire a car, and you have to hire a car that has strong engine and doesn't consume fuel. So basically it took us time. She coordinated everything since I was in the village. So she did everything. And then we set off at 4 a.m. in the morning. A.m. So no, the night before, we all set everything. She talked to the truck driver who is going to bring the thing. So he's going to come with the truck driver, and then we are going to meet up. And I'm like, good.
Well, and I told them, you guys should keep time. I don't want to be there waiting for you and all that.
I'm like, no, I'm not going to be a typical African timekeeper. I'm going to pull up my socks. So we're going to try our best and be there by 7
a.m. is when we're supposed to link up with them, and then we start the journey. Me with the truck of food, them in the private car with uncle.
This car.
Yeah, this very car. So by 7, these guys were there. By 7, my truck driver told me his car is in the garage.
So me, I woke up. No, before that. I woke up, I did not call out, knowing that at 7 we are meeting somewhere. So let me go, where it was at 4. So let me go. When we reach there at 7, I'll just call her. And then I'm like, where are you? So yeah, we take off at 4 a.m. and at 7 exactly, we are there where we had agreed to reach. So I call her. Ring, ring. She's like, I'm like, where are you? Because we already, what was the name of that place?
In Tirinyi.
Tirinyi, yeah. It's in eastern part of Uganda, far east anyway. So I call, I'm like, Erina, we are here at Tirinyi, where are you? She's like, you know what? The truck driver told me that the car is still in a garage. I'm like, what?
And he was
and
like,
we have already drove 4 hours.
This is what she told me. Madam, didn't they tell you I cannot take you? My truck is not in a good shape. As if he didn't know when we were making the program. So I told those of Esther, please go ahead. Let me get another truck.
So basically,
that is at 7 a.m.
I knew he had got maybe a better offer at night. He got a deal. So he changed his mind, and there's nothing we could do about it.
Oh, yeah.
So I told her, let's continue. Let's proceed to more Soroti. Then hoping that she's coming like in 2 hours, 3 hours. But imagine, it would take us 6 hours to meet us in Soroti.
So basically, the biggest challenge was him not communicating on time.
Those guys never communicate.
You talked to him at what time? The last night?
The last night till 11 p.m.
Imagine.
And you
went to sleep.
He had yes. So me, I called like this. It was 7, and I was expecting him by 6:30. We are loading the food. Yes. I called him at 7. I was like, "Where are you?" And he's like, I cannot make it. My truck is in the garage. Okay. So that 7, I have to jog around, get another truck. I got another truck. The guy told me in 2 hours I'll be reaching. I waited for those 2 hours because there's no one else I had. After 2 hours, the guy is not coming and his phone is off. I call another guy. The guy comes and picks me. After loading everything, we have started the journey, and then he's like, madam, I think you have to add on more money on me. We had negotiated, is it $300 or $400?
Yeah.
Because this is this is almost the border of Kenya and Sudan. It's a long distance, so the truck would really take a lot of money. We negotiated that. So when he saw he had loaded my food already, and I think I was looking desperate, he's like, madam, you have to add me money or else I leave you here.
Another $100.
And I could not pull out any other money because we didn't have money. We were like completely dry. I told him, you know what? Offload my things. Offload them, I'll get another truck. So in my heart, I was like, but this guy should not be meaning this. And the guy was serious. Me too, I was serious on offloading. So he offloaded. I got another truck. That truck is the one that brought. So I ended up being 8 hours late.
So we didn't wait for her in Soroti. We just proceeded to Kotido. And then Kotido doesn't have like a defined road. Like it's not tarmac. Tarmac.
I don't know where it is.
I think it's tarmac, yeah.
Me and Esther have English problem with tarmac and maram. Which one is? It is maram.
Maram. So now I've said it's not tarmac.
Yeah.
So it's not tarmac. Yeah, my English is on another level. Ancestors sometimes they just leave me. They let me be. Hey, guys, I salute them. So guys, we proceed. There's only like one signpost that tell you of the Soroti, Moroto Road that now take Kotido. But from there, it's you to figure out where you're going. Guys.
But then it was also kind of challenging because we could use the park route, of which we weren't well versed with the route. Therefore, we had to actually to help us.
Guys, remember we don't speak the language here.
Yeah.
Most people here don't speak English. Some of them know Kiswahili, but we don't have that Kiswahili, you know. So it was a language barrier. No direction. Google Maps can never take you anywhere here in Africa. Okay, mostly in Uganda. You will end up in like another country, and then it will tell you your destination is at the right, and then the right is a big forest.
They are wrong turn.
Yes. So anyway, we proceeded. We got some people on their way at the hospital, and they were going to Kotido. So we gave them a lift, and they helped us with the direction.
You guys were saved.
So it were all nice, and then we reached, and then what was
this
happening?
guy started calling me, Erina, where are you? They reached before I even set off.
Yeah.
So I set off so late, it was raining. On a where I branch off from the main road to start now the Maram.
Yeah.
The road is so bad. It is the shortest route and it is the baddest route. Rather you use the longer route, which is also Maram.
Yeah.
So we used that road. It took me more than 9 hours because I set off at 3. But by 1 a.m. in the night, we're still on the road. You find, are they called roadblocks? Because the army checkpoints, the army has to ensure security.
And that was a park.
Because of the insecurities in the area, this area it had
a lot of cattle raiding.
Yes, cattle raiding. So sometimes you find the army. We're passing through a game park. So all those security for the game park and security for the raiders, all those things, they are those checkpoints. The last checkpoint, we were there at 1 a.m. in the night. All that long, an hour before I was communicating with her, she's trying to give me directions because we didn't know the place.
So yeah, that was what time? What time was that?
I last called you when it was coming to midnight.
So I definitely said, I'm not going to sleep. Let me be doing what?
On the calls.
Yeah. And then I told her that in case I sleep.
Yeah, I had to be on the watch.
Yeah, so anyway. So we speak at the last time when she took another turn. She's like, oh, here, where should I go? I'm like, take, it was right?
Yeah.
Left, I don't remember. So I told her that and I keep on waiting for another call. And no call. 2 hours, no call. I call her, doesn't go through. I'm like, I'm dead. This girl is eating.
We reached a point and there wasn't a single connection. Like,
network
you know those network icons on the phone when they're completely blank. So we drove for an hour and a half. We don't know if we are still on the right path or on a wrong one. And the time we last called her is when we last asked people for the route to take, because it was a junction. They told us take the right. Was it the left or right? I don't remember.
So, it was the left.
So 2 hours later, we are driving in a game reserve at night.
Bad roads, a lot of
bad roads. It had rained.
Yeah.
It was slippery. Oh my god! Well. There is no one you can. We drove for like 2 hours. You can't see anyone on the way. So the first checkpoint we found, there were no soldiers. They had also gone to rest. The second checkpoint we found, they were not there.
That was the exit.
Yeah, the exit to the game park.
Yeah.
Now those ones, they were tired. We stood there for like an hour. The guy wanted to jump out to go and open for us, the driver, but it's not safe because it's a game park. I told him, we'd rather sleep here or we go back. The guy is like, that time we had driven like 4 hours on the Maram Road. He says, I cannot go back where we've come from. We either continue or we sleep here. So after like 1 hour of waiting, we saw some soldiers coming from the bush. They're like, where on earth are you going, guys?
And this time,
our colleagues have gone ahead of us. There was an ambush and all those stuff. So when I had ambush, I was like, okay. I prayed. I spoke in tongues. But the soldiers took us and we spent a night with them. All that time, I'm not communicating with these guys.
Yeah. And I'm
so
only
worried.
They can't breathe. For the mother, I've never been to the labor ward, but that's how I was like moving around. I'm moving around as if I'm in labor pain. I'm like, this guy, because I know that place, like the route is terrible. Trust me. Like it's bushy, no one apart from soldiers. If you're lucky, you'll find soldiers. And then animals, and then I'm like, why would her phone go off? It didn't come into my mind that there's no network. So I'm like, what happened? I just sat on my bed. I tried calling. Every 30 minutes I call.
And even me, I was worried. I was like, what is Esther thinking? I think she's not sleeping. They are worried about me. But there is no way I would communicate. When those soldiers took us to their huts, I could not go to their hut because I was the only woman around in the camp. I said, let us all sleep in the car. So we slept in the car, the truck that brought the food. Until morning, I would wake up in the night. I'm like, what is Esther thinking? I think she's not sleeping. And I think these guys are worried. Even the priests who were hosting us, you guys were hosted by priests here. Yeah. Thanks be to God.
Otherwise, we were out of money already.
Yeah. We're going to sleep in the cars because all the money we had was for transport. So we're like, let's deliver this food and whatever happens. And we God saved us. We're hosted by priests at the parish. All those guys were waiting for me by midnight, and now I've gone off till morning. When we woke up like this, I told the guys I need to make a call. The soldiers told me there is no way you're going to get network here
until you exit
this park. They tried to carry me onto their tank, on top of their tank, to get network. There is where they hang their phones up there to communicate with their families, and there is still no network. So they're like, instead of wasting time here waiting for the network, rather drive faster and exit the park, then you communicate with those people so that they are not so worried.
Unfortunately, there are no mango trees.
So anyway, what we did in the morning at 6:30, we got up, and the first thing we did was to drive towards that road, hoping that we were gonna meet them.
You guys, what did you think? You thought we were stuck, or we got a flat tire, or what?
Actually, so far I didn't think about network. I didn't think about flat tire. I'm like, something happened. Like your phone cannot just go off, because it was telling me your phone you're trying to reach it's not reachable.
Yeah, and Esther had tried to send me a pin, but I ran out of battery. You know how those things happen on a trip. I ran out of battery. The pin was trying to direct me on Google. I ran out of battery, so I was just left with my head. Most cases, what I do on Google Maps, I go through a route, I revise it all, so I know the right, the left, and the what. But then, to be at peace, you need to call someone. Is it right? Do I remember right?
Seriously, so work here.
There was no network at some point. My phone blacked out. I forced it on. When it went on, it could not show anything. The maps could not show. Yeah. So these guys in the morning were driving on that route to come and see if they could find our car or they find us. When you slept, when you're not in communication with someone you're traveling with. As they were driving, I got a connection.
Called.
And the excitement was like, whoo!
And I was like, thank God she has called. Just rang once and I'm like, thank God she has called.
We felt peace actually in from the 10 hours that we were all left in suspense.
I know.
We weren't hearing from her, she wasn't hearing from us. And me, the fact that it was my first time actually to travel up country. Yes.
And people had
told here. So I was all worried. At some point, I had a dream thinking Erina was here with us. The fact that I shared a room with African Nyako.
That's so nice.
Very nice.
You know, maybe want to share a room with me. Do you know how many people want to share a room with me?
Only you.
I'm still telling you about the experience. So a room is occupied. It actually accommodates 2 people since it has 2 beds. So we had arranged actually for Erina before she even
chance to share with me the room.
Yeah. So basically, I took the opportunity. I was supposed to sleep in my own room.
Opportunity, she said.
Okay.
Continue.
Yeah. So basically, at some point, I had a dream. Remember, we have chicken around this place, and African Nyako's ringtone actually. I was actually thinking it's morning or Erina has called, something like that.
From 5 a.m. when the clock started, like those roasters, when they make that noise, I thought she's calling me. I thought my phone could ring. So I was checking on my phone.
So I could wake up and be like, is Erina here? Has she communicated? Until morning, Erina hadn't arrived to this point. So we woke up by 6:30 a.m. We had to follow the route. I thought maybe they had gotten stuck or they had drove past our destination, something like that. But as she told you, fortunately, she got network and called us. So that's how we were able to connect with her until we actually went to our destination, and we are so thankful. I want to thank all of you on behalf of Elna TL, African Nyako, these beautiful African sisters of mine. Yeah, to everyone that contributed to that good cause. Honestly, I can't say thank you enough. Thank you, and may you not cease contributing to such good causes, because a good cause counts. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Guys, what else
We've
can
gone
we add
through
on
a
that?
lot to deliver that food. That was a presidential address.
I know, and she's a diplomat.
Oh, really? So you
She
guys,
did.
I finally, when I saw African Nyako like this, okay, we drove like 3 hours in the morning to reach them from where we had slept still. We drove like 3 hours to reach them. When I saw her, of course I talked to her on phone when I got network, and I could not believe. But when I saw her, I saw like I'm liberated finally. Yeah. It is not easy to travel to this place. All people were telling us, don't go there, the place is not secure. What?
They are warriors. We were all determined to do this, and God was all over our side.
Of course, God would not let. We are doing a good cause. God would support us all the way.
And we didn't leave our ancestors home.
Yeah, together with
everywhere.
So you guys, that is how I slept in a game park with soldiers. The soldiers said, "Hey, madam, are you comfortable in the car?" Because in the car there were 2 men. That cargo car, it only has front seats. So there were 2 men. I was seated with one here, so he slept like this. Me, I kept sleeping like this. And then the other one was sleeping the other side. But honestly, I didn't sleep for long. I would wake up every minute.
Actually.
Yeah, till now I've not rested. We just reached here. We offloaded, went to deliver the food, and now we are back. I've not yet rested
because we have to go tomorrow.
Yeah, and tomorrow we have to travel back because we don't have a lot of money for luxury to stay this side. If these guys didn't host us, after distributing the food, we would automatically go back.
So I'll be in Pakwash after 2 days.
Exactly.
And you can imagine that kind of exhaustion.
But we thank our hosts, the priests of Panyangara
so
parish.
The area we delivered to was called Napumpu. How long is it from here to Napumpu? How long?
I think it was a few minutes.
Like 15 minutes.
15 minutes
10,
drive.
15.
10 to 15.
Yeah,
okay.
and I think you've watched that video.
By the
already.
way, guys, I think you should actually share that experience. How was it? The fact that we tried to make the food like be enough for all those people. Of course we tried our best. We cannot help everyone. Karamoja region is big, but the community we chose, we delivered the food to them. The organization was good because we had the priests helping us, but then the people would get food, go hide it, come back to pick another food. Like, why would you be so selfish that you don't wish another person to get? You want to get it all by yourself. So that was quite a disappointment for me. I'm very disappointed in that. Okay, what I would comment about it is that in the first place, the priest first singled out like the most vulnerable families.
Yes, and
so those ones took enough, much as we had, like we still had enough with us.
Yes.
So in Africa, I think it's called double dealing.
Double dealing. So
one would hide what they have gotten already and then pass behind the church and come back and join the queue.
Imagine
just to get
stealing at church.
And there is one you saw with
at some point I don't even know.
You know they cover Esther, what are they called? Those bed sheets,
the blankets.
They cover themselves with
blankets.
So you would give someone a sack of food. They hold it inside that bed sheet of theirs, the blanket, because they're supposed to get posho. 5 kgs of ugali and 5 kgs of maize packed differently. So one would hide it. By the time you turn back, you see someone has not gotten, you give them another one. They hold it inside. So I found an old woman with 4 of them inside the blanket. I said, Mama, you're supposed to have 2. And I'm like, do I even have to tell this person that, because other people had not yet gotten. That was quite a disappointment for me. But nevertheless, we did our best. We did our part. We were helped. You guys supported us. And God is in control.
And the turn up was kind of high.
It was much
really
more than we expected.
At some point, we had to group them. 4 people would get 2 bags to share.
Amongst themselves. And you can imagine the distance these people traveled just to reach that point.
I don't know how the news went around and people were all just running to the collection.
To tell the village leaders to pass the information.
Okay, so they passed it among their members in the community. So they were just there on time.
Oh yeah.
I think they waited from morning because we went at 9. So they've been there as
actually some
6.
followed our tracks.
And then the accommodation, others were already here.
Yeah, because they basically come here almost every morning and
for priests, in case the priests have something to share with them, to give them. But I don't like that. Why? Because when you give them once, they'll have that mentality. Even when someone is to do something for themselves, they'll say, okay, we shall go to the priest and they will give us. Guys, that has been our journey and our experience in Kotido. We've been very well taken care of by the priests who hosted us, and we cannot thank them enough. The priests of Panyangar Parish, St. Joseph's, right? Yeah. Like Esther made a post and she said, is it human what? Has no religion? What did you call it?
Humanity has no
humanity
race,
has no race or religion or what.
Kindness, it's actually diversity across.
So we've been hosted by these Catholic priests, and you know, it is so beautiful working all of us together. Because me, I'm not a Catholic. I don't know if Esther is.
I'm a Catholic.
She is a Catholic. Me, I'm not. But it was like, that is just a group of people.
And Esther, the other thing, have we mentioned that they're not even Ugandans? But then the way we came together as one.
Yeah.
You know, one is from, is it Cameroon?
Yeah.
And the other one is from Nigeria. Yeah.
Wow.
So, and that's
teaming
together
Ugandans. For our Ugandan brothers and sisters. We just couldn't do, you know, we cannot do this alone. It took support of people, all of us, as family, then the priests and you guys. Like, we thank you so much. We cannot thank you enough. And thank you so much. In case we have any other good cause, please join again and again and again. I hope you heard our story. We are not good storytellers, but bear with us. We have tried.
Yeah. Hope you give us a thumbs up.
Even you can put the feet up. Alright, bye. See you in the next video. Subscribe to African Nyako's channel.
Guys, I need you guys.
Sister Manga Daleno, in a channel.
I don't know if I should create a channel. Should you guys?
This one is a support of content creators. She supports good cause.
These are my sisters.
Bunny, let's look there. I'm going to take a thumbnail from there. How should we be?
We're glad to have you all as the best support system, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah. Have we done it better?
The mutima gwino vayo. Laba oli obugalo. Olaba guno mutima gw'omakazi.
Let me see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kati ng'ogusulise tetugulaba bulungi. Do you see how mine? Esther, what is that?
This is a heart.
Esther, no, this like this. There's no heart in your fingers. If we were the
mastermind,
you carve it very well.
Emojis, actually, we would be doing really bad.
Guys, I'm done. Come on now.
Ow. Let me copy Erina's. Yeah.
This is a real heart. Are you seeing mine? You carve here very well like this. Because it's not a matter of...
Guys, some of us, we are lame.
Honestly, I'm even shaking.
Do you see the shape of
my
hands
are trembling.
I'm trying.
Wow.
But Esther's heart is... Hey, this is the heart in your chest. You'll get high blood pressure.
Yes, bye.
But then it has arteries that have to go like this.
See you right in the next video. You can look at us all day. And we could be your best friends all day.